It's time for New Palestine Dragons basketball on newpalradio.com. Today's game is brought to you by All-Star Turf Management, D&D Strictly Storage, Best in Sight Family Eye Care, Pork Vet Solutions, Hoosier Huddle, Real Life Church, and Catch the Shot Photography. Now let's head courtside for all of tonight's play-by-play.
New Palestine Dragons basketball is on the air. From courtside at the Dragons Den, New Palestine High School, it's time for tonight's varsity girls basketball game featuring the Lawrence Central Bears and the New Palestine Dragons. The Dragons come into this game with a record of 12-8. They have won 3 of their last 4, although they are trying to bounce back from a Saturday loss to Cathedral, a game the Dragons dropped 74-67, despite 20 points from Isabella Gizzi. LC comes into this game with a record of 9-10 on the season. The Bears have dropped 5 consecutive games, although all 5 to some pretty good teams, as they've dropped games to Cathedral, Noblesville, the defending state champs Lawrence North, North Central, and Warren Central in this recent run. Their last win came on January 6th against Crispus Attucks, a 71-18 victory, and they rang in the new year with an impressive 71-64 victory over Ben Davis. For both of these teams, it is a tune-up for the sectional. For Lawrence Central, it is their final tune-up. This is their last regular season game. And for the Dragons, it is the penultimate game of the regular season. They will play one more on Thursday at 6:30 against Ritter before opening sectional play next Wednesday up at the Muncie Fieldhouse against the Anderson Indians in a rematch of last year's sectional championship contest. As mentioned, the Dragons come in with a record of 12-8. They have clinched their 6th consecutive winning season and now really begin to turn their eyes toward finishing the regular season strong and repeating their sectional title from last spring or last winter. Big reason why, Isabella Gizzi, the 5'7" sophomore guard, in her last 3 games, she scored 23, 23, and 20 points, and had another really strong game in the loss to Cathedral on Saturday, a game where the Dragons led it by 8 in the second quarter, but then kind of ran into some foul trouble, and that allowed Cathedral to turn the tables, and the Irish actually took a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter before the Dragons cut it to 4 in the final minute and had a chance to cut it even further to 2, but eventually fell just short in that one. Another key has been the play of Addie Jones. She's a 5'6" senior, averaging 7.6 points and 7.4 rebounds a contest, and it's essentially that's where the Dragons are going to get a lot of their production. Those two and Anna Ackerman, the 5'8" guard, and Isabella Gizzi is, as we mentioned, played really, really well here in the last few games. Her last 4, she has scored at least 20 points in each game and has eclipsed her career high 3 times. And on Saturday, it was 27 points on 6 of 12 shooting. You score 27 points on 12 shots, you're doing something right. A big reason why was she was 13 of 14 from the free throw line. Addie Jones had 9 points in that contest and 5 rebounds, and she has been very key on the glass for this New Palestine squad. And Anna Ackerman had a good game against Cathedral as well. The junior guard knocked down several threes and had 13 points in that contest. So for Lawrence Central, they're a deep team. They will dress 15 players and play 9 or 10 rather regularly. They are led by 5'9" junior Tori Smiley, who averages 12.5 points a game, and 5'11" senior Denaria Washington, who averages 10.3 points a game. Madison Geisey is the third guard, a 5'8" senior, averages 8.6 points a contest, and that's where the bulk of the Bears scoring is going to come from. It's a program that over the years has struggled, but under the direction of head coach Antoine Wynn, Lawrence Central has really turned things around. They went 5-17 in his first year, and That was not uncommon for LC. Matter of fact, that was their 6th consecutive losing season, but last year they put it all together and ended up finishing the season with a 14-8 record. That was their first winning season since 2012. And this year they're just a shade under 500 at 9-10. But of course, playing in the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference, they play a very tough schedule and play a number of pretty strong non-conference games as well. They have played one game against an HHC squad. They lost 67-60 to Pendleton Heights back on December 14th. Since then, they won 3 of their next 4 before a 5-game losing streak that has marked much of January. This is their final regular season game before heading into sectional play. They drew a bye in the North Central sectional. They will take on either North Central or Crispus Attucks in the 6 o'clock semifinal. Lawrence North, Cathedral, and Warren Central, the other 3 teams in that tournament. It's about time for tip-off. We're going to take our first break of the night. When we come back, we'll give you the starting lineups and bring you all the action of this one. It's the Dragons and the Lawrence Central Bears. Thanks for joining us. Our broadcast on newpalradio.com, the New Palestine High School Athletics YouTube page, is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habing, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
Catch the Shot Photography is your hometown photographer. Locally owned by Brenda Adams Turk and David Turk, Catch the Shot is dedicated to providing quality photos of your family, seniors, sports, and special events. We offer custom designed products including sponsor banners, photo collages, senior banners, and much more. We look forward to catching the shots with you. Contact Catch the Shot Photography at 317-620-1240 or catchtheshot.com.
Now, back to the action on newpalradio.com.
It's about time for tip-off between the New Palestine Dragons and the Lawrence Central Bears. Let's give you the starting lineups for tonight's game. First for the Dragons, under the tutelage of fourth-year head coach Sarah Gizzi. It's the 21st straight game we've seen this lineup. Addie Jones, a 5'6 senior, and Grace Marshall, a 5'8 junior. The forwards, Addie averaging 7.6 points and 7.4 rebounds a game. Grace averaging 5.1 points a contest. The center is Faith Hensel, a 5'9 senior, averaging 4.5 points a game. The guards, Isabella Gizzi, a 5'7 sophomore, averaging 13.4 points a game. And Anna Ackerman, a 5'8 junior, averaging 8.7 points a contest. For Lawrence Central, under the tutelage of third-year coach Antoine Wynn, it's a forward, 4-guard lineup. Kavana Kirby is the forward, a 6'2 senior at 4.2 points a game. The backcourt, Montasia McAllister, a 6'1 junior, 5.9 points a game. Madison Geisey, a 5'8 senior, averaging 8.6 points. Denaria Washington, a 5'11 senior, averaging 10.3 points and 5 assists a game. And Tori Smiley, a 5'9 junior, averaging 12.5 points a contest. The Bears in the black uniforms with maroon numbers, Lawrence Central, written on the front of the jerseys with gray and white trim, as well as maroon. The Dragons in the home whites with with red letters and red and black trim. Our officials tonight are Curtis Anderson, Chad Railing, and Corey Furman. The Dragons moving from left to right on your screen. The Bears from right to left. Addie Jones will jump center for New Palestine. Montasia McAllister to do the honors for Lawrence Central. The ball is in the air and away we go on this Tuesday evening at New Palestine High School. Dragons with possession, Isabella Gizzi to start the offense. LC starts in a 2-3 zone. Faith Hensel in the high post. Now to Addie Jones, nearly lost the handle, but is able to clear it out to Gizzi on the left wing. Jones to Hensel in the lane, takes one dribble, cut off, clears it back out to Gizzi. Now to Ackerman on the right wing. They'll work it through Gizzi over to Jones. High post, Hensel kicks it out. Looking for Ackerman. It looked like a little bit of miscommunication. The ball was fumbled out of bounds, and it will be a turnover on the Dragons' first possession of the game. So LC with possession. It's played 30 seconds. No score. Washington with the basketball. Hands it off to Smiley. She'll dribble to the elbow, pitch it back out to Washington. Circles the arc, goes to the left side to Montasia McAllister, guarded by Addie Jones. Dragons in a man-to-man defense. McAllister drives to the free throw line, pitches it back out for Smiley, who launches a three that won't go. And Isabella Gizzi has the rebound. She's in a little bit of difficulty in the backcourt, but is able to rescue the basketball and start the offense. Dragons get it to Hensel in the high post. Turnaround jumper won't go. Rebound fought for by Addie Jones. She's able to clear it, put up a reverse layup and score. Addie Jones, the first 2 points of the game. The nice reverse layup after catching that rebound on the baseline. Washington into the left corner to Geisey. Now they'll lob it into the block for Kirby. Takes one dribble and goes to the middle and scores. Kavana Kirby puts LC on the board. We've played 90 seconds. We're tied at 2. Dragons with possession against this 2-3 zone. Gizzi drives to the left baseline. Clears it back out to Grace Marshall. Pitches out toward Ackerman. It was knocked free by McAllister, but the Dragons get it back. Addie Jones from the top all the way to the hoop and scores. Addie Jones with a strong drive gives the Dragons a 4-2 lead. Addie has all of the Dragons' points. Lawrence Central basketball. Denaria Washington backs it out to the high circle to start the offense. Goes left side for Geisey. Into the corner. Now they'll work it back up top. Kavana Kirby hands off to Washington. Just a couple dribbles left. Launches a 17-footer. Side of the rim, no good, but the long rebound comes to Geisey for Lawrence Central. She drives the baseline, but drags the pivot foot. Traveling violation will give the Dragons possession. 5:45 to go opening quarter. Addie Jones has all of the Dragons' points. New Palestine leads at 4-2. Dragons initiate the offense against this 2-3 zone. Ackerman uses Hensel's screen, clears it to Addie Jones, back to Ackerman on the right side. Feeds Hensel, mid-post right side out to Jones, now cycles it around to Gizzi. She'll take it to the baseline and then bring it back up top to Jones. Addie splits a double team, puts up a runner from 16, it won't go, and the rebound tipped into the hands of Geisey for LC. Bears in possession, 5:16 to go. It's a drive from the top over to the far side, looking for Geisey, and it didn't connect. The pass a little bit too far out in front of Geisey. Causes a turnover, and it will be Dragon possession. 4-2, New Palestine leads. Isabella Gizzi brings it across. Addie Jones on the right wing with Hensel coming out to set the screen. Addie takes it to the right corner, bounces it out to Hinsel. Right side, one dribble, and clears it back out to Addie Jones. Up top for Anna Ackerman. To the left side, Isabella Gizzi. Isabella takes a couple of dribbles, works it through Jones up top, back to Gizzi. Long three from the left wing is good. Isabella Gizzi knocks down her first three, and the Dragons lead at 7-2. And Lawrence Central goes right back to Kavana Kirby in the post, and she's already equaled her average with her 4th point. Addie Jones takes it the other way, lots of contact, no call. Crowd wants one, but none forthcoming, and the Bears race it down the floor, trailing 7-4. Pull-up jumper from 15 goes by Denaria Washington, and the Bears have scored the last 4 and have cut the Dragons' lead to 7-6. And the Dragons nearly throw it away, but again, Ackerman rescues on the wing. Up top to Addie Jones, and they do throw it away. Addie didn't handle that pass cleanly and ended up losing it off her foot, and it went over the mid-court stripe, so an over and back violation. Update from boys basketball. The Dragons boys team trailing Warren Central 14-6 after a quarter. It was a game added to the schedule. Both New Palestine basketball teams in action. Rare when they play at the same time, but that is happening tonight. Pick and roll down low, and a block shot by Addie Jones on Kavana Kirby. Ackerman comes away with a loose ball. Dragons lead up by 1. Ackerman to the left side to Gizzi. She'll work it up top. Jones to Hinsel, high post underneath Grace Marshall. Takes a dribble and draws a foul. Marshall with a catch in the lane, and a nice job anchoring herself for the power layup and drawing the first foul of the game on Kavana Kirby. So this will send Marshall to the line. Grace is a 68% free throw shooter. The Dragons got to the line often on Saturday against Cathedral. As Marshall hits the first free throw for her first point. Grace, a 5'8" junior, she averages 5.1 points and 4 rebounds a game. And she swishes the second free throw. The Dragons up 9-6. 3:35 shows on the clock as the Bears bring it up. Lob into Kirby, right block, and she's fouled. Grace Marshall got her clean, but Faith Hensel got her on the arm. And so that'll be Faith's first foul. And I think the Dragon fans saw the block, and it's not what the official called, however. Kavana Kirby is a 52% free throw shooter, but you'd never know it from that shot as she swishes it. That's her 5th point. 6'2" senior. You can tell they have a size advantage with her and have been trying to exploit that throughout the game. Kirby rattles the second one home. The Dragons lead is 1. They look to answer on the other end, but Anna Ackerman's 3 grazes the front of the rim from the right corner. Lawrence Central pushes the other way. Here's a 3 that Tori Smiley knocks down, and the Bears have taken their first lead of the game at 11-9. Anna Ackerman splits a double team, has her shot blocked. Gets her own rebound, clears it out to Hinsel, who knocks down a little baby jumper from the left side of the lane. We're tied back up at 11. Here come the Bears. Washington into the lane. Pitches it out to McAllister. NBA threes off the side of the rim. Good block out by Hinsel, allows Jones to get the rebound. Gizzi to push it up for the Dragons. Goes coast to coast, drives, leaves it a little too strong with the left hand. Rebound fought for, and McAllister picks it up for the Bears. Quickly ahead to Geisy. She'll slow things down. Clear it to Washington. Back up top to Geisy on the left wing. She'll bring it over to the right wing to McAllister. A frenetic last few possessions. Things kind of settling down a little bit now here as the Bears work it against this Dragon man-to-man defense. There's a 3-pointer off the dribble from the wing that's no good, but the long rebound tracked down by Kirby. Takes it to the post and kicks it back out. Smiley, who's knocked down a 3 in this game. I'll work it inside to Kirby. Grace Marshall blocked the shot, but the rebound comes free to McAllister. Third chance goes for Kirby, who has 8 points already, and the Bears take a 13-11 lead. Kirby came into this game only averaging 4.2 a game. Addie Jones wants 3. Addie hits the back of the rim, no good. Rebound fought for. Addie Jones gets it after Grace Marshall kept it alive. Her right-handed shot won't go from in tight, and the rebound knocked out of bounds to Lawrence Central. First substitution of the game is Anaya Bussell for Lawrence Central, a 5'10" senior. Replacing Kavana Kirby, who's a little bit gimpy after going down on that last defensive possession. And she looks like she's walking it off and will be okay. The Bears with the basketball and a 2-point lead, final 100 seconds of the first quarter. Bustle out top, over into the wing for Washington. Tries to bounce it up top for Smiley. Ackerman guarding her. Smiley looks to drive from the right wing, hands it off to Washington over to the left side. Geisy back to Washington. Feeds it into the high post of Bustle. Kicks it over for a catch-and-shoot three that goes from Tori Smiley. That's her second three of the game, and the Dragons suddenly find themselves down 16-11. It's a 14-4 run for LC. Addie Jones has the ball knocked free as she tried to pull up at the elbow, and here's a fast break opportunity for the Bears. And it's converted by Denaria Washington, and Sarah Gizzi calls a much-needed timeout. The Dragons trailing it 18-11, as this has been a bit of an avalanche of a run for LC. It's 16-4, and they've scored the last 7 of the game. So we will keep it here. Kavana Kirby leading the way with 8, but Tori Smiley's knocked down a pair of threes for the Bears. Addie Jones scored the first 4 of the games for the Dragons. Isabella Gizzi with 3. Faith Hensel and Grace Marshall with 2 each. 57.9 seconds to go. Boys basketball, Dragons at Warren Central, trailing 14-6 after a quarter. Mike Petrie and Paul Gable have the call on that one over on our audio feed on newpalradio.com. Bears extending their defense here, and the feed inside to Hensel was not read cleanly. Addie Jones tries to pick it up, clears it out top to Gizzi. Isabella drives left side, feeds Ackerman on the wing, bounce pass inside to Marshall. She posts up, goes to the middle, gets the shot to go, and draws the foul. Strong post up by Grace Marshall, and she has an opportunity at a 3-point play after Anaya Bustle is called for the foul. Marshall is 2 for 2 on the evening and has 4 points. Now 5. That 3-point play huge for the Dragons as they have cut their deficit to 4. That stems the tide after a pretty strong run by the Bears, who had scored 7 straight. McAllister to start the offense, high right. Looks like the Bears are content to hold for the last shot. Barring a jump ball, they will get possession to start the second. Actually, they're going to go ahead and start offense as McAllister saw an opening. Her 15-footer from the baseline does not go, but it was knocked out of bounds on the rebound. So the Bears will maintain possession. Inbounds pass to Geisy, left corner. Takes a pump fake, drives the baseline, throws up an air ball, and it's caught on the far side by Jones. Quickly ahead to Grace Marshall. She catches, puts it off glass, a little too short, but Jones comes flying in to get the rebound. She misses the layup, and the Bears with it. Going coast to coast is Geisy. It's knocked free by Gizzi. She takes it to the volleyball line, shoots a 3 at the buzzer, and it won't go. And that's how the first quarter will end. A frenetic first 8 minutes of basketball sees the Dragons trailing 18-14 after 8 minutes of play. We're going to take a break, come back right after this. This is Dragon Basketball on newpalradio.com and New Palestine High School Athletics on YouTube. Our broadcast presented by All-Star Turf Management.
Pork Vet Solutions is the best veterinary choice for your swine operation. Our 2 doctors, Matt Ackerman and Dylan Lape, can help you position your pork production system for the 21st century. We provide veterinary and consulting services, herd visits, preventive medicine, and more. Pork Vet Solutions is licensed and accredited in 8 states. Reach us online at porkvet.com or call 623-5132. That's porkvet.com or 623-5132. Pork Vet Solutions, literally saving your bacon each and every day.
At Real Life Church, we've done everything we can to create a place people love so they can experience a loving God. That means we do everything with you in mind. Whether it's our weekend services, our kids and student ministry, or small groups, we really have been expecting you. We've been praying for you, and we're excited about the opportunity to go on a spiritual journey with you. We hope that you'll take your next step and join us this weekend at Real Life Church. There's always room for you.
You're listening to The Dragons on newpalradio.com.
And we welcome you back to New Palestine High School, the Dragons trail Lawrence Central 18-14 as we begin the second quarter. Montasia McAllister with possession for the Bears. Feeds Tori Smiley, drives left side of the lane, puts up a runner, it goes in. Rattles home, Smiley with her 8th point. And the Bears extend their lead to 6. Addie Jones feeds Grace Marshall, left baseline. Cut off, kicks it out to Ackerman, over to Gizzy, right wing. Takes one dribble, works it through Jones, back to Ackerman, left wing. Working through Jones, over to Gizzy, right wing. She looks to drive, picks up the dribble. Pass out to Ackerman was tipped, but caught by Anna, and her pass up top, knocked away and stolen. That's the 4th Dragon turnover, fast break for the Bears. And it's left a little bit short by Denia Jacobs, who's checked into the game for Lawrence Central. And Ackerman has the rebound for New Palestine. Jones to Ackerman to Gizzy, left side. Played a minute of the second quarter. Dragons trail by 6. Grace Marshall, right baseline. Bounces it up top for Jones. She'll bring it across the top of the key, hook it out to Gizzy. NBA 3 from the left wing. This one's a little too strong. Jones battling for the rebound inside, but it's taken away by the Bears. McAllister up the left side to G. Felicia G drives and can't get the shot to go, but the rebound knocked out of bounds by New Palestine. And it'll stay with Lawrence Central. And I think the Bears didn't realize it was their ball. They were heading down to play defense. So whatever the case, it is LC ball. Bussell has the ball knocked free off of the inbounds, but she gets it back, and they'll reset the offense with McAllister, high right. She'll drive to the right wing, kick it back up top to Jacobs. Slides to the left side with Rachel Kelly guarding her. Jacobs' turnaround jumper won't go, and then she goes through the back of Rachel Kelly. On the rebound, good block out by Rachel, and it's the first foul on Jacobs, just the 3rd on the Bears. And the Dragons will gain possession. Kelly came into the last dead ball to replace Faith Hensel in the New Palestine lineup. That's Coach Sarah Gizzy's first substitution. Dragons survey this zone defense. Kelly with it. Bounce pass to Jones. High post. Turnaround jumper. Good. Addie Jones has 6 as that one rattles home. And the deficit is 4. Quickly the other way come the Bears. Jacobs to the left block. Bussell takes it to the middle. Shoots. Can't get her shot to go. Jones may have partially blocked that. And Ackerman with the rebound. Quickly ahead to Gizzy. Bounce pass, Anna Ackerman left side. Into the corner for a catch and shoot 3 by Grace Marshall. It's an air ball. And the rebound is taken out of there by Felicia G of Lawrence Central. She'll take it to the right side for a 3-point attempt by Smiley. This one halfway down and out. And Grace Marshall collects the rebound. Addie Jones will push it up for New Palestine. To the top of the key, bounce pass to Gizzy, catch and shoot 3 in rhythm from the right wing, and it goes down. Isabella Gizzy's got 6 on a pair of triples, and the Dragons are within 1. The Bears try to answer with a 3 from G that's off the back of the rim. No good, but able to reach over a defender is Jacobs, who was able to get the rebound but couldn't get the putback. Kelly does get the rebound ahead to Gizzy, goes coast to coast, a little too strong with the left hand, and then we have a foul on the rebound. And the foul will go on New Palestine. And it will be Anna Ackerman's first. Second on the Dragons in this half. We'll see Faith Hensel replace Addie Jones in the New Palestine lineup. And Kavana Kirby is back in for Lawrence Central, replacing Anaya Bussell. Washington to bring it up. Bears lead it by 1. Washington starts the offense high left. Picks up the dribble with Gizzy guarding her. Lobs it to Kirby, top of the key. Over to the right side to Tori Smiley. She drives from the wing to the middle of the lane. Her runner won't go. Rebound, however, collected by Kirby. They'll work it out to G for a 3-pointer from the right wing that goes. Third 3 of the game for the Bears. This is Felicia G's first 3 of the game. And LC takes a 4-point lead. Faith Hensel has her shot blocked from the right post. Kirby collects the loose ball after blocking the shot. Smiley pushes it up to the right wing. Up top, Washington, back to Smiley. Lob into Kirby, right block. Tries to post up Hensel, can't get the shot to go, but was able to get her own rebound. Kicks it out to G for a 3 from the left wing. This is off the back of the rim, and Isabella Gizzy collects the rebound. 4:10 to go, Dragons trail it by 4. We're in the second quarter. Gizzy across the top of this zone. Feeds Ackerman for an open 3. Left wing is an air ball. Grace Marshall collects the loose ball. She tried to save it inbounds, but it's taken away by Kirby. And the Bears push it the other way. Feed into the corner, back out to G. Takes one dribble, and now we'll work it through Smiley over to the left or the right wing for Washington. Underneath Kirby, post up Hensel, can't get the shot to go, gets her own rebound. This one won't go, and Rachel Kelly has the board for the Dragons. Quickly out to Gizzy. She'll push it the other way. Gizzy to the top of the key, cut off, clears it to Kelly. Between the circles, Kelly with a strong drive from the right side. Kirby came over to challenge her. The shot rim's no good. And now here is Smiley the other way, pushing it up, puts one off the backboard, no good in transition. Grace Marshall with a rebound, ahead to Gizzy. She stops top of the key. Bounce pass to Kelly right side. Into the block for Faith Hensel. One dribble back out to Kelly. She drives middle of the lane, puts it up with the left hand, can't get it to go, fights for her own rebound and draws the foul. Job by Rachel Kelly of battling and staying with that. She draws the foul, and that is Kavana Kirby's second. So she becomes the first player on either team in any kind of foul trouble. Elena Miller checks in for the first time. Addie Jones also in for the Dragons. Grace Marshall and Anna Ackerman each will get breathers. Inbounds pass to Hensel, up top to Miller. Into the corner now for Isabella Gizzy. Back to Elena Miller. They'll work it now to Kelly on the left side. Over to Gizzy right side. Back up top for Kelly. She'll slide it to the left and try to feed it inside for Hensel, but it was knocked free out of bounds. It'll stay with the Dragons. 2:52 to go. Got an update from boys basketball at Warren Central. The Dragons trailing 32-14. Mike Petrie and Paul Gable calling that one on newpalradio.com. Inbounds pass to Addie Jones, who did a great job of boxing out Felicia G. The ball was knocked free by G, but G fouled her. So it'll be her first. That's 5 on the Bears. So they've got one more to give. Dragons inbound to Elena Miller. She'll bring it to the top, try to split a double team. Kick it out now to Jones. In the corner up to Kelly, has her shot blocked from 15, gets her own loose ball, bounces it to Hensel. She goes to the hoop and scores. Faith Hensel's got 4. Good stick-to-itiveness there by Rachel Kelly after having her shot blocked. Dragons trail it by 2, 2.5 to go in the first half. Drive by G to the baseline, cut off by Miller. Up to Jacobs, now into Kirby in the left block. Tried to go block to block, it's picked off by Jones. Addie races it 2-on-2, feeds Gizzy up the right side. G gets the runner to go. Isabella's got 8, and the Dragons have tied this one up at 23. Jacobs with the basketball for LC. Little backdoor play to G. She drives the left side of the lane and gets bailed out by a foul call. As she was all kinds of out of control down the left side of the lane, but draws the foul on Addie Jones, and so Felicia G to the line to shoot a pair. She's an 80% foul shooter on the season, trying to break this 23-all tie. And her first free throw is good. Substitution, Kavana Kirby will get a breather for LC. And Isis Donaldson-Majors checks in for the first time. She's a 5'10 freshman. A lot of freshmen in this LC lineup. She misses the second free throw. Hensel with the rebound. Dragons push it up to Kelly, right wing. Across to the free throw line. Explodes to the basket with the left hand. Leaves it a little strong. Hensel fighting for the rebound, but it's collected by the Bears' Geisy, who's back in. Geisy goes coast to coast and scores. Nobody picked her up, and Geisy was able to lay it in from the right side for her first 2. Bears show full court pressure. Gizzy tried to dribble through that pressure down the sideline, and Felicia G fouled her. That's G's second foul, 6th on the Bears, so the next one will put the Dragons in the bonus. Grace Marshall in, Rachel Kelly out for the Dragons. 4 of the original 5 starters are currently out there. Elena Miller, the one reserve, out there with Gizzy, Jones, Hensel, and Marshall. 95 seconds to go in the half. Dragons trail it by 3. Gizzy with it in the right corner now to Elena Miller. She drives, draws all kinds of contact, no call. And here the other way, the Bears steal the ball and lay it in as Washington scores her 6th point. And just like that, the Dragons are down 5. Full court pressure employed by the Bears. Dragons break it. Marshall into the left corner, bounces it out to Jones. She'll drive into the lane, and an offensive foul is called. Second foul on Addie Jones, 6th Dragon turnover. And we'll see quick substitution. Corinne Marshall comes into the game to replace Jones for the final 105 of the first half. Anna Ackerman has also checked back in for New Palestine, replacing Elena Miller. Lawrence Central right now trying to turn this into a helter-skelter game, and they've looked much more comfortable at that frenetic pace. Washington takes it to the high left, looks to turn the corner on Gizzy, who cuts her off in the left corner. Out top, Donaldson Majors bounces it into the post for Geisy, who takes it to the right hand and scores her fourth point. And the Bears have equaled their biggest lead of the night. It's 30-23. Dragons working it against full court pressure. Gizzy across to Marshall. Breaks the process. Elena Miller drives to the baseline and leaves it a little strong. Rebound tipped out to Grace Marshall. Her runner won't go. Gets her own rebound. Puts it high off the glass and in. Grace Marshall's got 7. Dragons within 5. Washington to start the offense. She'll take it up to the logo at midcourt with 8 seconds to go in the half. Washington to the right side working on Gizzy. Crosses over. Goes to the lane. Puts up a teardrop runner and scores her 8th point. And that is how our first half will end. The Dragons took an early lead, but a big run at the end of the first quarter gave the Bears an edge. They were able to push it as high as 7 before the Dragons got it tied up, but LC finishes the half with a 9-2 run to take a 32-25 lead after 16 minutes here at New Palestine High School. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it'll be time for our D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care halftime show. That all comes up right after this. This is Dragon Basketball, our broadcast produced by NewPalRadio.com and presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habig, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
Halftime at the Dragons' Den. New Palestine trailing Lawrence Central 32-25. Time for the D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care halftime show, where let's take a look first at the first half scoring. For the Dragons, they have had 8 players play. 4 of them have scored, led by Isabella Gizzy, who has a pair of threes and a 2 for 8 points. Grace Marshall has a pair of baskets. She's 3 for 3 from the line for 7 points. Addie Jones has 3 baskets for 6. Faith Hensel has hit a pair of shots for 4. Anna Ackerman, Elena Miller, Rachel Kelly, and Corinne Marshall have all played but have yet to score for the Dragons, who have 10 field goals, including 2 threes. They are 3 for 3 from the line. Lawrence Central is led by Denaria Washington, who has 8 points on 4 field goals, and Kavana Kirby, who has 8 points on 3 field goals and 2 free throws. Tori Smiley also has 8 points on a pair of threes and a 2. Felicia G has a 3. She's 1 of 2 from the line for 4. Madison Geisey has a pair of baskets for 4 as well. Denia Jacobs, Anaya Bussell, Montasia McAllister, Isis Donaldson-Majors have all played but have yet to score for Lawrence Central, which has used 10 players so far, and 5 of which have scored. Dragons trailed at 18-14 after a quarter, and after a 14-11 second quarter, Lawrence Central has a 32-25 halftime lead. The lead has been at 7 on 2 occasions at 18-11 and 32-25. The Dragons' biggest lead of the game was 5 at 7-2. Elsewhere in the area, Yorktown, who will be here on Friday night, leads Winchester 24-23 in boys basketball. Also in boys basketball at halftime, Mount Vernon leads Shelbyville 37-17. Girls basketball scores. Greenfield Central trails Yorktown 21-12. That's a conference game at halftime. Another conference game taking place tonight. Mount Vernon leads Newcastle 25-8 after a quarter. And again, boys basketball, the Dragons trailing Warren Central by a count of 32-14. So that's our scoring and some of the scores from elsewhere. This is the first of 4 games in 4 nights here at the Dragons' Den. The boys, of course, playing Warren Central tonight. They're back here tomorrow to take on the Heron Achaeans. It's the first ever meeting between the Dragon boys and Heron. Of course, the girls played Heron a couple of times in the days when Brian Kurt was coaching the girls basketball team and won both of those games handily. Heron comes in averaging 76 points a game, so that'll be an interesting one tomorrow night, 7:25 p.m. on both the YouTube channel and newpalradio.com. Mike Petrie and I will have that one for you. And then on Thursday, I'll be back here. Special start time of 6:30. We'll be on the air at about 6:20 for the pregame show and a 6:30 tip-off. Varsity-only game on Thursday night. The Dragons taking on the Ritter Raiders to close out the regular season. And then Friday night, Mike Petrie and I will bring you more boys basketball as the Dragon boys take on the Yorktown Tigers. 7:25 airtime, 7:30 tip-off on both YouTube and newpalradio.com. All of our games this week on both channels. The New Palestine High School Athletics YouTube feed and newpalradio.com. Of course, the Dragon boys 9-4 on the year, 13 games into the season. They've got a big week with 3 games and 4 nights coming up this week. So that'll do it for the D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care halftime show. When we come back, it'll be time for second half action. That all comes up momentarily. This is Dragon Basketball on newpalradio.com. Our broadcast is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management. With a former Dragon star in Bloomington, all eyes should be on the Hoosiers football program this year. HoosierHuddle.com is a free and independent site that has covered the football team since 2013. They provide roster analysis, player profiles, interviews, game previews, wrap-ups, and more. You can follow them on Twitter at Hoosier_Huddle or visit HoosierHuddle.com to keep up with your in-state favorites.
At Real Life Church, we've done everything we can to create a place people love so they can experience a loving God. That means we do everything with you in mind. Whether it's our weekend services, our kids and student ministry, or small groups, we really have been expecting you. We've been praying for you, and we're excited about the opportunity to go on a spiritual journey with you. We hope that you'll take your next step and join us this weekend at Real Life Church. There's always room for you.
Catch the Shot Photography is your hometown photographer. Locally owned by Brenda Adams Turk and David Turk, Catch the Shot is dedicated to providing quality photos of your family, seniors, sports, and special events. We offer custom designed products including sponsor banners, photo collages, senior banners, and much more. We look forward to catching the shots with you. Contact Catch the Shot Photography at 317-620-1240 or catchtheshot.com.
Now, back to the action on newpalradio.com.
Third quarter action set to begin at the Dragons' Den. New Palestine trailing at Lawrence Central 32-25. The Dragons will begin the second half with the ball. The original starting five will open the half for the Dragons. Isabella Gizzi, who has 8 points. Grace Marshall has 7. Addie Jones has 6. Faith Hensel with 4. And also Anna Ackerman, who has yet to score for the Dragons. And looks like the Bears will have made a couple of changes as Felicia G is starting the second half for the Bears. And actually she is not. They're back with the original starting five as well. It's 35, not 25 is out there. Dragons with possession against this zone. Grace Marshall, jumper from the left wing, front of the rim, no good. And the rebound pulled out by Kavana Kirby, who has been a big presence in this game for the Bears. She's one of 3 players with 8 points for Lawrence Central. Denaria Washington is another one of 3 with 8 points. She has the basketball up top, slides to the right side, guarded by Gizzi. Cut off on the right side as she tried to drive inside, kicks it out to Tori Smiley, who's knocked down a pair of threes and has 8 points in the game. Hands it back off to Washington. Bears with a 7-point lead in the basketball. This equals their biggest lead of the game. Washington slides it to the right side with Gizzi guarding her. Kicks it up top, Smiley takes it to the left side and is cut off again. Out to McAllister, drive down the lane, won't go, and the rebound knocked out of Hensel's hands and collected by the Bears. Second opportunity, and Smiley can't make the most of it as this hits the back of the rim. Gizzi with the rebound. Quickly ahead to Marshall, who leaked out behind the D. She drives but leaves it a little too strong. Dragons have missed a ton of shots from close in tonight. And Smiley takes it the other way, leaves it off the bottom of the backboard. Hensel with the rebound. Gizzi again, pushing it up the floor. 2-on-1 with Marshall, takes to the basket, lays it off the bottom of the rim, no good. Outlet pass knocked free by Marshall, out of bounds. And it will go to LC. And so the Dragons have been snake bit a little bit in tight. They've missed a lot of layups tonight, and it's a big reason why it's a 7-point game. And they've had a couple here early in the first 90 seconds of the third quarter. Bears with possession. Smiley with it on the wing. Drives to the free throw line and takes it up to Washington in the high left. Mary Washington looking to drive. Puts up a teardrop runner over Gizzi. It won't go, and Isabella's got another rebound for the Dragons. She'll push it up and bring it across midcourt. Over to the left side, Anna Ackerman catches, feeds Marshall in the corner. Grace takes 2 dribbles, long skip pass to Jones is picked off. 2-on-1 the other way, Smiley gives, goes, gets it back, and just like that, the Bears have a 9-point lead. Tori Smiley's in double figures with 10, and those long skip passes against a zone sometimes can turn into baskets the other way, and that's exactly what happened there. That was the 7th Dragon turnover. Addie Jones drives inside, has her shot blocked. Drove it right into Kavana Kirby, who had the hand up and blocked the shot, and the Bears come the other way, and the shot won't go from Madison Geisy. Jones with the rebound. Jones to the top of the key with a full head of steam. Tried to clear it off to Hensel, but it's picked off, And here's Kirby, drives inside, shoots over Ackerman and scores, and it's an 11-point lead, and the Dragons need a timeout, and we'll get one. Full timeout taken by Sarah Gizzi. Not an optimal start for the Dragons in the second half. Missed a couple of layups, and Lawrence Central's been able to turn some turnovers into points, and they lead it by 11. This is Dragon Basketball, our broadcast presented by NewPalRadio.com, presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
5:12 to go, third quarter. The Dragons trailing Lawrence Central 36-25. Bears in a 1-3-1 zone as the Dragons get it to Faith Hensel, middle of the lane, knocked free, but she is fouled. And this will be whistled on Madison Geisy. That's her first, and Hensel was deemed to be in the act of shooting, so she will shoot a pair. Looking to eat into an 11-point deficit. The Dragons have not scored in the second half, and that changes as Hensel hits the first free throw. It's now a 10-point lead for the Bears. Their biggest lead of the game was that 11-point lead that they had built by scoring the first 4 points of the half, both of them coming off of Dragon turnovers. Hensel splits the 2 free throws as the second hits the front of the rim. Dragons trail it by 10. Bears with possession. Geisy up top for Washington. Gizzy guarding her, 4:55 to go. Over to the left side, Tori Smiley holds. Guarded by Ackerman. Smiley uses the screen, dribbles to the free throw line, pitches into the corner. It's picked off by Grace Marshall. Grace tries to bring it the other way, and she is fouled as Madison Geisy was a little too frisky trying to get the loose ball, and that is her second foul. Second on the Bears as well in the half. Inbounds pass comes to Hensel up top for Gizzy. One dribble, bounces to Jones. Into the right corner, Ackerman takes one dribble, back up to Gizzy. She'll drive, pitch it out to Addie Jones. Catch and shoot three, left to the top of the key, in and out, no good. And the rebound taken out by McAllister of LC. She'll drive it to the right baseline. Try to pitch it out to Geisy. It was knocked free and stolen by Isabella Gizzy. Isabella 2-on-2, takes it down the middle, looks for contact, doesn't get it, but she's able to split the double team and score her 10th point. And the Dragons back within 8, 36-28. So we tick down to the midpoint of the third quarter. Bears scored the first 4 points of the quarter. The Dragons have scored the last 3. McAllister with her right wing. Over to the left side, Bustle clears it up to Geisy, or make that Washington. Her three won't go. Rebound lands into Grace Marshall's hands. Quickly ahead to Gizzy. Drives, puts up the runner, won't go. And Gizzy stepped on the out-of-bounds line, grabbing the rebound. Another close-in shot for the Dragons that doesn't go down. There's been at least 4 or 5. And Coach Gizzy, I think, is trying to argue that Isabella came in and then secured the rebound, but it falls on deaf ears, and the Bears will bring it up. Double ball screen for Washington, takes it to the left side, pitches it out to Geisy, now to the top to McAllister. Working on Jones, pitches it back up, Tori Smiley. Ackerman guarding her. Will lob it to Bustle, takes it to the middle, puts it up with the left hand, won't go, and Addie Jones has the rebound. She'll push it up with 3:15 to go in the third quarter. Dragons trail it by 8. Jones to the left side to Ackerman, bounce pass to Hensel, takes it to the middle, up and under, and off the front of the rim, no good. And Bustle tips the rebound into the hands of Smiley for the Bears. She'll push it the other way, feed it into the corner. It's a drive by Geisy, back out to Smiley, and The pass didn't connect and ended up in the hands of a Bears assistant coach who slammed the basketball down in frustration. Full court pressure shown by Lawrence Central. Dragons in the backcourt. Ackerman tried to break the press and threw it away. It was picked off by the Bears, and then Anna Ackerman's going to be called for a foul. Trying to reach in and get a jump ball. And it's going to be the second foul on Anna Ackerman. First on the Dragons this half. 36-28, Lawrence Central leads. Into the inbound, and Grace Marshall goes down, and the Bears able to get it in. Tori Smiley with it right wing, guarded by Ackerman, directing traffic. Hands it off. And Washington to reset the offense, her team up by 8. Lob into the high post for a turnaround jumper from McAllister that goes. Montasia McAllister's first 2 of the game. And it is 38-28, the Bears back up 10. Gizzy, long skip pass ahead to Ackerman. Takes it to the middle, gets a shot up, it won't go. Dragons get the offensive rebound, Addie Jones with it. Feeds Ackerman, right corner 3, good! And Ackerman's first 3 of the game, and the Dragons are within 7. They tick down to 2:04 to go into the third quarter. Smiley guarded by Ackerman. Up top to Washington, a lob into the high post, McAllister. Or make that curve, that is McAllister, takes a couple of dribbles. I was screened off by the official, and throws up an air ball. Hensel collects. Gizzy across midcourt with 1:45 to go for the Dragons. Knocked free and stolen by Washington, who reached around Gizzy, stole the ball, and couldn't get the layup to go. Quickly the other way. Gizzy will launch a 3 off the dribble from the top of the key and knock it down. Back-to-back triples for the Dragons, and they're back in it within 4. 1:25 to go. Lob into the post. Bustle takes 1 dribble, puts up a wild shot that won't go, and Addie Jones has the board. Quickly ahead to Anna Ackerman. She bounces it to Marshall, Phil on the far side, has her shot blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Dragons with 1:12 to go. Bears scored the first 4 points of the half. Since then, it's a 9-2 run for New Palestine, and Antoine Wynn wants a 30-second timeout. We will take one as well. 38-34, Bears lead. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com. Our broadcast presented by All-Star Turf Management.
Pork Vet Solutions is the best veterinary choice for your swine operation. Our 2 doctors, Matt Ackerman and Dylan Lape, can help you position your pork production system for the 21st century. We provide veterinary and consulting services, herd visits, preventive medicine, and more. Pork Vet Solutions is licensed and accredited in 8 states. Reach us online at porkvet.com or call 623-5132. That's porkvet.com or 623-5132. Pork Vet Solutions, literally saving your bacon each and every day.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
And we've got 1:12 to go in the third quarter. The Dragons trailing Lawrence Central 38-34, but they are in the midst of a 9-2 run. Update from boys basketball, the Dragons trailing 55-27 at the end of 3. The gymnastics team posted its first victory, winning a 4-way match with Lutheran, Morristown, and Cecina. The Dragons with 98.475 points. Morristown with 84.125 and Cecina 58.75. Lutheran did not post a team score. And so congratulations to Coach Bruns and the New Palestine gymnastics team. Here are the Dragons with a 4-point deficit, but they do have the basketball. Lobs it up top to Addie Jones, does Gizzy, feeds Marshall. Right block, takes it to the right hand, puts up a runner, won't go. And Dragon fans want a foul call, none forthcoming. Outlet pass is thrown the length of the floor, and Anna Ackerman reached in to try to pick it off, but couldn't, and ends up losing it out of bounds. So the Bears with possession and a 4-point lead, 1:01 to go in quarter number 3. Lob it to Smiley in the semicircle. Crosses over, drives with the left hand, draws a foul. This will be Anna Ackerman's third, and we'll send Tori Smiley to the line. And the Dragon fans a little bit displeased. I think not necessarily with that call, but with the lack of similar calls on the other end. Smiley with a pair of free throws, and she misses the first off the back of the rim. She's a 70% foul shooter one of two Bears in double figures. She has 10 points tonight. We will see Rachel Kelly check in for the Dragons, replacing Anna Ackerman. Dania Jacobs is in for Lawrence Central. She replaces Madison Geisey. Smiley with a 4-point lead, cannot make it 5. She missed both. Addie Jones with a rebound for the Dragons. Nearly lost the handle in the backcourt and then threw it away. Turnover starting to pile up for the Dragons as the Bears turn another one into a score. All of their offense in the second half has been off of Dragon turnovers. And those live ball turnovers can turn into quick offense. And they've had 6 of their 8 points in the quarter have been directly off of live ball turnovers. And that's the deficit right now for the Dragons, a 6. And here's another one. A steal and a lay-in. Dania Jacobs with the lay-in after another steal. 12 turnovers for the Dragons and the 8-point deficit off of 8 points off turnovers here in the second half. And then Faith Hensel tries to go up, has the ball peeled out of her hands. It's loose, jump ball, Lawrence Central ball. 13 Dragon turnovers, and most of them have been in this quarter, and that has been a reason why. They cut the deficit to 4, had multiple chances to cut it closer, but back-to-back turnovers have led to back-to-back baskets, and now the Bears with a chance to get the last shot of the quarter and start the fourth quarter with the ball. Here's a long three that's off the front of the rim, no good. Gizzy with a rebound with 4. With 3, she crosses midcourt and then turns it over again. As the ball was stolen at the top of the key, and that's how the third quarter ends. The Lawrence Central Bears turn 4 Dragon turnovers into 8 points and take a 42-34 lead going into the fourth, after the Dragons had cut the deficit to 4. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com. Our broadcast is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
All-Star Turf Management is the best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management.
Now, back to the action on NewPalRadio.com.
Fourth quarter action set to begin. And Lawrence Central is not taking the floor yet. And their coaching staff is still in the huddle. They've blown the horn twice. The Dragons are ready to go. And now the Bears will break the huddle. Dragons have Jones, Gizzy, Kelly, Hensel, and Marshall. And the Bears will set up in a 2-3 zone. Dragons trail it by 8 to begin the fourth. Isabella Gizzy with it right wing. Feeds it up top to Jones. Takes a couple dribbles back up to Gizzy. And the Bears gamble a lot, and you can take advantage of that. Here is Gizzy on the right wing. Catch and shoot. 3, good! Fourth triple of the game for Gizzy, who's got 16. The Dragons back within 5. 42-37. And the G has it for Lawrence Central. Over to the left side for Washington. She'll hand it back off to Montasia McAllister. McAllister holds, directs traffic, feeds to the right side to Kirby, who's back in the game after having to sit with a pair of fouls. With McAllister in the semicircle, guarded by Jones. We've played a minute of the fourth quarter. Dragons trail it by 5. G hands it back off to Washington. Slides a high left. Gizzy guarding her. Up top now, Jacobs feeds the high post. McAllister pitches it back off for Felicia G, who travels. 7th Bears turnover. So the Dragons get a stop after getting an early score. And the Dragons break the full court pressure. Kelly to Marshall. Picks up her dribble on the left wing, bounces it out to Kelly, high left. Now to Gizzy to set up the offense against this 2-3 zone. Feeds Kelly into the corner to Grace Marshall, back to Kelly. Work it up to Addie Jones. High post Hensel, knocked away and stolen. 15 Dragon turnovers. Quickly ahead, the Bears go. Here's a jumper from the wing that won't go. Rebound fought for by G and collected. Out to Jacobs. Inside, Kirby, turnaround jumper off glass and in. Kirby's got 12. And once again, a live ball turnover turns into Lawrence Central points. The Dragons' Isabella Gizzy drives, gets the shot to go, but is not given the continuation. Kavana Kirby commits foul number 3. Just the third on the Bears this half. Anna Ackerman and Faith Hensel out for the Dragons. And Tori Smiley replaces Kavana Kirby in the Lawrence Central lineup. Dragons trail it by 7. Feed to Grace Marshall in the paint. Puts up a post move, won't go, and the rebound to McAllister. Final 6 minutes of the game, and every time the Dragons get close, they turn it over, miss a shot in tight, and the Bears answer, and that's kind of been the story of the night. McAllister down the lane, puts up the runner, it won't go, and Ackerman has the rebound for the Dragons. Down 7, New Palestine with the basketball. Gizzy over to the right side. Kelly wants 3, around to no good. And the rebound taken out by the Bears. They push it ahead to Smiley. Couldn't handle it cleanly and threw it away. Kelly with the steal. Loses it, taken back by Jacobs, and another turnover leads to another basket. That is all of Lawrence Central's offense in the second half, has been turnovers and baskets off of them. And they'll take a 30-second timeout. Dragons trail it by 9, 5:20 to go. This is Dragon Basketball on newpalradio.com.
With a former Dragon star in Bloomington, all eyes should be on the Hoosiers football program this year. HoosierHuddle.com is a free and independent site that has covered the football team since 2013. They provide roster analysis, player profiles, interviews, game previews, wrap-ups, and more. You can follow them on Twitter at Hoosier_Huddle or visit HoosierHuddle.com to keep up with your in-state favorites.
Back at the Dragons' Den, where New Palestine trails Lawrence Central 46-37. Andrew Smith along with you. The Dragons looking to climb out of a deficit that has dogged them since the early stages of this game. Dragons led it 7-2. LC then went on a 16-4 run that put them up 18-11, and New Palestine has been able to tie it once, but every time Lawrence Central has answered with a run. Dragons break the press. Anna Ackerman drives, has another shot blocked. This one goes out of bounds. And the Bears have had a number of shot blocks, and they forced 16 turnovers, and the majority of those have been in the second half. Inbounds to Grace Marshall, up top to Addie Jones. Splits a double team, puts a runner up down the lane and scores. Addie's got 8. And the Dragons are back down 7. 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Montasia McAllister brings it up over to the left side to Jacobs. Corinne Marshall is into the game and guarding Jacobs. Feeds Kavana Kirby up top. Cut off of her. Kirby finally feeds it inside to Jacobs. She got away with a big-time travel. Couldn't get the shot to go anyway. Gizzy with the rebound. Pushes it up the floor. Heads down the lane. Puts it up with the right hand. Blocked out of bounds. It'll be Dragon possession. The Dragons have been unable to get a whole lot out of transition tonight. And that's the type of game that LC wants to play. Here's another turnover as they try to throw on the post, but an errant pass is picked off. And the Bears go coast to coast. Shot blocked out of bounds. Stays with Lawrence Central. And once again, the Dragons with an opportunity to eat into a deficit, but too many missed shots inside and too many turnovers. 17 turnovers now. 10 of those have been here in the second half. And almost all of them have been of the live ball variety. And as I said, that's been LC's offense. They've scored 14 points this half, and almost all of them have come directly off of turnovers, and they add 2 more as McAllister catches the inbounds pass and puts it in. Ackerman with the left wing up top to Addie Jones. Hooks it over to Gizzy, back to Jones in the high circle. Dragons trail it by 9. Now to Gizzy, right wing to Addie Jones. Drives left side of the lane to Corinne Marshall on the baseline. Bounces it out to Ackerman, back to Corinne Marshall. She wants three out of the corner, front of the rim, no good. And we have a foul, Isabella Gizzi on the rebound. Just the third Dragon foul of the half. It's Gizzi's first. They called Addie Jones on that. That's her third. You'd rather that one be on Isabella because certainly don't want Addie in foul trouble. Final half of the fourth quarter. Dragons trailing at 48-39. And Gizzi knocks it free, but it comes loose and Washington handles it. The Bears look like they're content to spread the floor here. McAllister with it, high left, up top to Washington. She drives, left side of the lane, puts up her runner, got it to go. Washington's got 10, the deficit back to 11, the biggest of the game for the Dragons. As the Dragons work it against full court pressure, ahead to Gizzi. She'll explode to the basket and get fouled. And they're going to say the foul's on the floor, even though she appeared to be going up to shoot. And it's going to be Kavana Kirby's fourth. So Gizzi to inbound baseline left. She'll pitch it to Corinne Marshall, left corner, now to Gizzi. Isabella will bring it around the top. Dragons trail by 11, 3:19 to go in the ball game. Addie Jones drives, puts it off the window, no good from the right side. And the Bears with the rebound. Washington pushes it up to Smiley, crosses over, heads into the lane and pitches it back out to McAllister. 3:04 to go in the game. McAllister guarded by Anna Ackerman. Takes it to the right side, drives, puts it off the window, won't go. Gets her own rebound, puts it up, won't go again. Rebound fought for inside, and a foul is called. And this will go on New Palestine. And this will be Corinne Marshall's first. So the Bears will inbound Washington. Throws it in, then gets it back. 2:45 to go, Dragons down 11. Trying to avoid their second consecutive loss. Washington guarded by Gizzi. Washington drives in the middle. Dragons want a 5-second call. They should have gotten one, but the official stopped the count. And Washington took advantage to drive down the lane and knock down a runner. Gizzi misses the three. Corinne Marshall offensive rebound, but her outlet is picked off. That's turnover number 18 for the Dragons. And the Bears, who have been able to get just about every break here in this second half, take advantage of another one. 2:13 to go. They've got a 13-point lead in the basketball. There's a drive inside, pitches it out to Smiley. She'll drive middle of the lane, put up a runner, can't get the shot to go, but she'll go to the line. So Tori Smiley to the free throw line. Anna Ackerman commits her fourth foul. So Smiley's 0 for 2. The Dragons down 13. They have been chasing the game all night, and just every time they've had a chance to get back in it, they've generally turned the ball over, and it has yielded fast break points. Smiley misses the second free throw. The rebound knocked out of bounds by the Bears to New Palestine. It's 2:01 to go in this one. And the Bears with a 14-point lead. The Dragons hit a three to start the quarter, cut the deficit to 42-37, and since then it's been an 11-2 run for Lawrence Central. Isabella Gizzi feeds Corinne Marshall left corner. They're trapping her, and the Dragons throw it away. And then they take it back. Here is Jones, feeds Grace Marshall for a lay-in. Grace's first points of the second half cuts the deficit to 11. You want to look where the spread is in this game. It's in the Dragons' 19 turnovers. And almost all of them have led directly to LC points. 12 in the second half, and that's been pretty much all of the Bears' offense. Isabella Gizzi commits a foul as the Dragons having to foul now as the Bears with a 12-point lead will be content to try to run out the clock. Ball thrown into the backcourt. And driving through a slew of bodies is Washington, and she is fouled. This Bears team is not a particularly good free throw shooting team, just 57%. And Grace Marshall commits her first foul. That's the 7th team foul, so this will send the Bears to the line. Washington shooting the 1-and-1. She has 12 points tonight. She's a 60% foul shooter. Dragons trail it by 12. First free throw, perfect. It's her 13th point. One of 3 Bears in double figures. She'll have one more coming. And it is also good. 13-point lead for Lawrence Central, and Coach Wynn wants a full timeout. We'll take 1-2, 1:21 to go in the ball game. Dragons trail it 55-41. This is Dragon Basketball on newpalradio.com. Our broadcast is presented by All-Star Turf Management.
The best choice for the lawn you really want. Our superior lawn care services, including fertilizer, weed control, aerations, mowing, and more, are designed to improve and maintain your property season after season. Our combination of using the highest quality chemical products applied by educated, licensed professionals is what your property needs to become a place we both will be proud of. With flexible scheduling and service programs, we have a package that's right for your lawn and your budget. Locally owned and operated by Nathan Johnson, All-Star Turf Management is proud to support the New Palestine community and Dragon Athletics. To learn more or for a free estimate, call All-Star Turf Management at 861-1234 or visit myallstarlawn.com. That's 861-1234 or myallstarlawn.com for All-Star Turf Management.
You're listening to The Dragons on newpalradio.com.
And we welcome you back. 1:21 to go in the ball game. The Dragons trailing Lawrence Central 55-41. This game, New Palestine led 7-2, but other than one tie, have trailed for the majority of the night. Isabella Gizzi goes coast to coast and draws a foul. This will be Kirby's 5th. And so Isabella to the line. She's got 16 points tonight. So Kirby fouls out, and a new face in the game checks in, Candace Hollins for the Bears. So Gizzi to shoot a pair. It's her first trip to the line tonight. The Dragons have not shot a lot of free throws. That free throw makes them 5 for 6. So Gizzi hits the first and the second. That's her 17th and 18th points. 55-43, Dragons show full court pressure. Washington in the backcourt. Has it picked off by Gizzi. She'll drive, put it up and score her 20th point. 5th straight 20-point game for Gizzi. And what do we have? We have a whistle. And I think it was an inadvertent whistle. The official thought the Dragons had called timeout but did not. But Gizzi with a steal and score. She's got 20 now. And the deficit back to 10. Bears able to break the press. Smiley with it on the right wing. Bounces it up top to McAllister. Back to Smiley. Dragons running a 1-3-1 trap. And Gizzi fouls. It's her second foul. And so this will send Denaria Washington back to the line where she just hit 2. This is a 1-and-1. Washington has 14 points, 6 of them here in the fourth quarter. And she rattles the first one good. So she's got one more coming. Back to an 11-point lead for the Bears. And she misses this one high off the back of the rim. Corinne Marshall with the rebound. Pushes it up the floor to Grace Marshall. Catch and shoot baseline jumper is short. Addie Jones with a rebound, puts it off glass and in. Addie Jones has her 10th point. The deficit is 9. Dragons again, full court pressure. The Bears throw it away. Yes, Addie Jones picks it off. Jones then throws it away, tried to get it to Gizzi under the basket, but airmailed her, and that is the 20th Dragon turnover. And you want to look at the reason for the outcome or the score, at least at this point in this one. That's the number, 20 turnovers for New Palestine. The Bears break the press. They feed it up. Hollins has her shot blocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Dragons with 28.4 seconds to go. This New Palestine team was down double digits with 2 minutes to go and got it to a 4-point game in the final 30 seconds with the ball against Cathedral on Saturday. Addie Jones knocks the inbounds pass free and out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bears. Lawrence Central will finish its regular season tonight. The Dragons with one more game. Bears to inbound on the sideline. Comes to Smiley. Ackerman tries to run a triple team at her, but Smiley's able to clear it to Washington. Back up top to Smiley with 20 seconds to go, and Addie Jones fouls her. It's 4 fouls on Jones, 18.5 to go in the game. Time's running out on the Dragons, who trail it by 9. Tori Smiley to the line. She is 1 for 4 today. This is a 1-and-1. Smiley hits the front end. That's her 14th point. She'll have one more free throw coming. And it's in the air and good. So it's an 11-point lead for the Bears. They'll show full court pressure with 18 seconds to go. Addie Jones will race it across midcourt. Jones up the right side, pitches out to Ackerman. Catch and shoot three from the wing, grazes the front of the rim. Rebound taken out of there by Hollins. Several Dragons try to tie her up, and they do. A jump ball is called, but the possession turned to the Bears with 8 seconds to go. Eight seconds left. Coach Sarah Gizzi tells her team just play straight up defense. Bears inbound to Smiley. Smiley in a double team. Jones reaches in to tie her up. So this will give possession to the Dragons with 2 seconds to go. That's the 11th Bears turnover. The Dragons are going to fall to 12-9 on the season. Drop back-to-back games. Inbounds pass to Marshall. She'll take a couple dribbles, put up a shot. She draws a foul, but because the horn sounded, she will not be awarded the free throws. The game is over. And the Dragons fall 58-47 to the Lawrence Central Bears. We'll take a break, come back with the D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care post-game show right after this. Dragons fall 58-47 to Lawrence Central. This is Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com. Our broadcast has been presented by All Star Turf Management.
D&D Strictly Storage in New Palestine is your home for storage needs. D&D Strictly Storage offers a wide variety of storage sizes from 5 by 10 feet up to 10 by 30 feet. They also offer indoor and outdoor parking for your boats and RVs. Locally owned and operated by Don and Maria Blackwell, D&D Strictly Storage is who to call for your storage solution. They're located on County Road 400 West, just north of the railroad tracks in New Palestine. Call them at 861-9231. Again, that's 861-9231 for D&D Strictly Storage. Mention this ad and get your second month free with any rental.
Best in Sight Eye Care has been the leader of quality vision and eyewear in New Palestine for more than 20 years. Our experienced doctors, Tim Huffman, Mark Habig, and Colin Clairbout, use the most advanced state-of-the-art technology and eye care products available. At Best in Sight Eye Care, you will find professionals who are dedicated to providing exceptional personal service to everyone who walks through the door. We are conveniently located on Arbor Lane in New Palestine. Just follow US 52 west of Mount Comfort Road. To schedule your appointment, visit bestinsighteyecare.com or call 861-4100. Give your vision the level of care it deserves. Mention this ad for 10% off your glasses purchase.
You're listening to The Dragons on NewPalRadio.com.
For the final time from New Palestine, the Dragons fall tonight to the Lawrence Central Bears, 58-47. Dragons now 12-9 on the season. It's time for the D&D Strictly Storage Best Insight Family Eye Care post-game show. Andrew Smith along with you. Let's give you the final scoring from this one. The Dragons led by Isabella Gizzi, who had 20 points on 7 field goals. 4 of them were 3. She was also 2 of 2 from the line. For Isabella, that's her 5th consecutive 20-point game. Addie Jones finished the night with 10 points on 5 field goals. Grace Marshall had 3 baskets, was 3 for 3 from the line for 9 points. Faith Hensel had a pair of baskets, was 1 of 2 from the line for 5. Anna Ackerman hit a 3 for her 3 points. Elena Miller, Rachel Kelly, Corinne Marshall played but did not score. So 8 Dragons play 5 score, and they total 47 points, led by Isabella Gizzi's 20. For Warren Central, they were led by 3 players in double figures. Denaria Washington with 15 points. She had 6 field goals, was 3 of 4 from the line. Tori Smiley also with 15 points. She had 5 field goals, including 2 threes. She was 3 of 6 from the line. Kavana Kirby had 12. She had 5 field goals, was 2 of 2 from the line. Several players with 4 each. Denia Jacobs, Montasia McAllister, and Felicia G. Jacobs and McAllister, as well as Madison Geisey, hit 2 field goals each, and G hit a 3 and was 1 of 2 from the line. The Bears had 23 field goals. 3 of them were threes. They were 9 of 14 from the line. The Dragons 18 baskets. 5 of them were threes. They were 6 of 7 from the line. Dragons trailed at 18 to 14 after a quarter. Were outscored 14-11 in the second quarter, so they trailed 32-25 at halftime. They were able to cut the deficit to 4 early in the third quarter, but back-to-back turnovers that led to baskets pushed it to 42-34 at the end of the third after a 10-9 third quarter by the Bears. And then the Dragons were outscored 16-13 in the fourth. 58-47, the final. Lawrence Central wins it. Dragons with 20 turnovers in this one. The Bears with 11 as well. And I think that really is your most important stat of the night, as the Bears were able to turn a lot of those turnovers into baskets. Didn't get a whole lot in the half court. It was mostly their offense, especially in the second half, was mostly points off of turnovers. And so that's something that Coach Gizzi and the Dragons will hope to clean up before Thursday's game against Ritter, and as well against a good Anderson team next Wednesday in the sectional. So let's give you some of the other scores from the area. Yorktown, who will be in here on Friday night in boys basketball, defeated Winchester 56-43. The Tigers now 11-5 and playing some great basketball. And we'll catch you up on those games. Elsewhere in the conference, boys basketball, Mount Vernon beat Shelbyville 68-38. And of course, the game we were all paying attention to, the Dragon boys basketball team falls to Warren Central tonight 63-37. Other girls games in the conference tonight, Delta beat Monroe Central 60-35. Mount Vernon leads Newcastle 52-21 at the end of 3, and Yorktown beat Greenfield Central 53-29. This is the beginning of a busy week of basketball for us on newpalradio.com and also on our video feed, the New Palestine High School Athletics YouTube feed, as the Dragons will play Thursday night. Girls basketball will close the regular season against Ritter. Special start time of 6:30 on Thursday. The Dragons against the Ritter Raiders. That's a varsity-only game. And we'll be on with you at about 6:25 Thursday, Dragons against Ritter. Our next broadcast, however, will be tomorrow as the Dragon boys basketball team takes on the Heron Achaeans. Mike Petrie and I will have the call for that one at 7:25, 7:30 tip-off from right here at the Dragon's Den and on both channels tomorrow night, both newpalradio.com and the YouTube feed as well. Also, Friday night, we'll have more boys basketball as the Dragon boys will take on the Yorktown Tigers. Mike and I will have the call on that one as well from 7:25 roughly, and then 7:30 tip-off. Dragon boys taking on the Yorktown Tigers. So lots of basketball. Boys basketball tomorrow at 7:25 against Heron. Girls against Ritter on Thursday, at 6:25, and then boys on Friday against Yorktown at 7:25. Final score tonight, the Dragons fall to the Lawrence Central Bears 58-47. Want to thank you for joining us on our broadcast here on the New Palestine High School Athletics YouTube feed and on newpalradio.com if you're catching us on the delay. Hope you enjoyed the contest in spite of the outcome. This is Andrew Smith saying good night, so long everybody. Our final score again, New Palestine falls to Lawrence Central 58-47. We'll talk to you again tomorrow night as we bring you boys basketball, the Dragons against Heron. This has been a presentation of the Crosscom Sports Network and newpalradio.com with assistance from the New Palestine High School Athletic Department.
Thank you for listening to Dragon Basketball on NewPalRadio.com. Tonight's game was brought to you by All-Star Turf Management, D&D Strictly Storage, Best in Sight Family Eye Care, Pork Vet Solutions, Hoosier Huddle, Real Life Church, and Catch the Shot Photography. Thanks for listening. Join us next time for more Dragon action on NewPalRadio.com, presented by All-Star Turf Management.